Folks, Bernard here. This is an update. Basically, I've been posted anything landscape photography for the past couple of weeks, maybe more, maybe 3 weeks, I'm not sure yet. But I want to talk about something today. As you all know, September, back to school. So my kids are back at school. And my eldest daughter, Tiana, and bear with me, I'll explain everything. Tiana is in a college this year, and she needed a laptop to do her work and work online and stuff like that, because most of her classes are done online with Zoom because of the COVID situation. So instead of buying a new laptop, I decided to give her my laptop, you know. So I've been editing photos and video on that laptop for the past year and a half now, maybe more. It's a Dell laptop. It was really well equipped. 32 gig of memory, 1 terabyte of space, i7 Intel. It was, no, i9 Intel. It was top notch. I paid a fortune for that laptop, basically. So what I decided to do instead of buying another laptop or buying an iMac or a mini Mac, you know, a Mac Mini, I decided to basically build my own tower, my own computer. So as you can see behind me here, I have a tower, and of course I got my regular 27 BenQ screen. So let me go through the list of items. Actually, I'll show you. That I picked for my laptop, for my tower, for my computer. And my reasoning behind this is I use Adobe product. Lightroom, Photoshop. This video is edited in Adobe Premiere Pro. So most of my product are Adobe. And I have the exception of other software for photo editing. But this is the basic, I'm not a game player. I don't play any video games, stuff like that. But I wanted something that was powerful enough to push all my stuff. This right now is recorded on 4K 24 frame per second, and it's 10-bit. I'm testing of course, the machine here at the same time. So I decided to go, and I did my research. Most folks would think a good graphic card is important, and I agree. A big, fast graphic card is important. I'm not a techie. I don't know the terminology of everything here, but I know for sure when it comes for editing in Premiere Pro, the computer or the software utilize more the CPU than the GPU. It needs the GPU, of course, but it will go more toward the CPU. So I went with RYZEN AMD. This guy here, that's what's installed, that's what's working right now. And the third generation, it's a RYZEN 9. Let me read the sticker here. 3900X. So this thing can max to 4.6 gigahertz, and it runs at 3.8. And I saw some of the result. I did some benchmark testing, and yeah, it clocks at 4.2, 4.3. I can even push it to 4.8 if I want. So that's the reasoning. Premiere Pro needs a fast, good CPU. So that's in the machine. That's what's running. That's the color thing there. That's the fan. I didn't buy a cooler, external cooler, or liquid cooler. I went with whatever was in the box. There's a good fan in there with RGB color in it, so it looks pretty cool. And then I decided to have a nice graphic card anyway. So there's two type of graphic card right now. There's the RTX model and the GTX model. So I went with MSI Ventus XS graphic card GTX, but it's the newer one. It's the 1660 Super from NVIDIA, and this graphic card gives me plenty of punch plenty of support for photo editing, video editing, and other thing. And if I want to play games, I can play game, because the benchmark testing is basically a game. And yet, let me tell you this, and the price was pretty much reasonable. So what I'll do, in the list below here, will be all the items that I purchased, and a link to Amazon or whatever, if you guys want to check that build. So this is my card, GeForce GTX MSI Ventus XS graphic card, overclocking edition they call it. So, oh, and I wanted to say, this guy, you know, we used to work on a 2-core, 1-core computer, 4-core. This is a 12-core CPU, 24-thread, whatever it means. Apparently it's super fast, supercharged. Yes. And another piece of the equipment that these two boxes needs to be mounted on, the CPU and the GPU, you need a good motherboard. And that I struggle choosing a good motherboard. But I fell onto this one. It's the Rogue Strix B550 e-gaming motherboard. What's special about this motherboard? I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur, you tell me. But all I know, my GPU fits there perfectly. There's a perfect match. PC part picker tells you if they're compatible or not. My hard drive, or should I say my SSD drive, my M.2 drive, I got 2 of those in here, and they're both of them the same. Actually, I got 3. No, 2, and they're both the same. And the it's called, let me tell you right now, it's at the storage, it's the socket, it's a 2, there's a 2.2_1 socket, and then there's a 2.2_2 socket. So they're pretty powerful. So in one of those right now, I went with the storage capacity. So for my drive, I went with the Samsung 970 Pro 512 gigabyte M.2 at 2280 NVMe solid state drive. So I got one of those in there, and I intend to install another one. When the price goes down, I'll go for a 2 terabyte. So right now I'm using my external drive. I got a bunch of external drive where I keep my stuff. So this motherboard, super good, super solid, a lot of room in there for future upgrade, so I don't need to worry about that. If I want to change my my graphic card later on, if I want to add a second one, there's room for a second one. There's a bunch of a plug for a SATA drive if I need to. I'm not a big SATA drive, but what I like about this is got a USB-C port in the back. You got all you need, the USB 3.1, 3.2, all the, you know, there's 3 port of USB 3.2 Gen 2 port. There's 2 port of USB 3.2 Gen 1 port. There's 9 USB 2.0 port on this, and there's one it's called USB 2 Gen 2 front panel connector, which is my next compatible purchases. I needed a box that on the top I have USB 3.2, because us as photographer, we do a lot of transferring from file, from SD card, from USB to hard drive, external drive, and stuff like that. And I also have on the top a USB-C. So finding a case with a USB-C was kind of hard to get. Apparently gamers are not too into USB-C stuff, external drive. They don't really care about that. But anyway, I built this on my own. I never built a PC in my life. Never built a computer in my life. It's doable. It's like building a Lego now. And for my power, I went with this guy here, 80 plus gold, Corsair 650. So it's a good one. I got all the plug-in out at the back. They're all external wires, so they didn't come with a big pile of wire. So I only plugged the wire that I needed to have this guy work. So this is the machine. Super cool machine. I love it. There's a tempered glass in here. So if I remove the tempered glass, you basically see the inside of the machine. This is my setup. CPU, GPU, my screen. This computer will last me a long time. Plenty of room to upgrade, to update. Yeah, I needed something like that. I needed something that would give me the power that I need, the production that I need to do, video, photo editing, and able to later on add more stuff. But anyway, it's just a quick update. Look at the link below. There are all the items I picked for this machine and I built myself. And I have to say that YouTube has a bunch. I have to say that YouTube has a bunch of video now these days that you can use, you can view, and it tells you what to do, how to do it, step by step. I could have recorded the whole thing. I could have, made videos of what I've done, how I've done it, but there's tons of them out there. I didn't want to bother people with this. I just wanted to build my machine. I did it. I plugged it. First time I put on the power, it worked flawlessly since then. I installed Windows on this, Windows 10. It works perfectly. All my Adobe software are already in there. What else can I say? I mean, it was like building a Lego machine. It was totally easy to build, easy to do. So I encourage people to if you want an alternative, a cheaper alternative than a Mac, like an iMac. I know they're pretty much out of this world, the price, unless you have a lot of money and you want the coolest thing, fine, but they're pretty expensive. All this you see here, Canadian money, Canadian fund, it was less than $2,000. So approximately, I don't know, 12-13 US dollar for this build. And I've got the most powerful RYZEN right there on the market. Well, I hope it is. Maybe there's, correct me if I'm wrong. I got 32 gig of memory in there. I got a good motherboard, perfect motherboard, plenty of upgradable items in there, and I've got my GeForce GTX video card that it's plenty for what I do. I can edit 4K stuff, no problem. But like I said again at the beginning of the video, I did my research, and Adobe is more CPU. It pulls more from the CPU than the GPU, and there's nothing we can do about this. It's the way it is. So yeah, pretty proud of myself because I built this thing on my own. I'm not a techie. I'm not a computer geek at all. I just, but I said, hey, why not? What do I have to lose? All the parts are guaranteed and everything. All I needed to do, and if that didn't work, you can get a PC built now for less than $100. So I said, why not? I'll do it myself. So that's an update, folks. Video are coming. Landscape photography is coming back to me. I haven't had the chance yet to go out. Been very, very busy with work. So that's what I've been doing lately. It's spending a lot of time working to make money, my secular work. But anyway, this is just an update, quick update, and until next time. Till next time, folks. Keep shooting.